全面吸纳新时代意识。
Comprehensively absorb new era values. Deform Buddha. New era value presents us a broad prospect of spiritual and physical world. Staring from Seth, then Oren, The Law of One, Cryon Wingmakers by Huzi, series articles by Lifechanyuan Buddha, Conversations with God, Disappearance of the Universe, and so on, to A Course in Miracles. New era value is an enormous and complicated system. It inherits, protects, and develops almost all wisdoms of sages and saints. The field it spans from science, philosophy, psychology, biology, noology, uranology, parapsychology, pathology, space theory, religion theory, theory of universe creation, and theory of life origin, to the Christ, Lao Tzu, Tao Te Ching, and supreme masters in India, such as Osho, Bhagwan, and Krishnamurti, etc. It was almost all-inclusive and unusual, brilliant, laid a good foundation for human beings into a new stage. The human species is changing. The human beings in Lifechanyuan era will not be the same today. It is an inevitability of history and the evolution of human race to eliminate and purify human being, who will step from physical state into spirit and soul state. Their survival will not merely depend on material things, rather depend more on energy of spirit and soul. Lifechanyuan consciousness refers to the new era value. What mentioned above are the foundation and organic parts of Lifechanyuan value. Lifechanyuan will link the multitude pearls together by the string of following the path of the greatest creator, and make them into one so as to provide a bright way for the progression and development of human society. Comprehensively absorb new era values is a strategy for Lifechanyuan to carry out the policy of all-in-one. By discarding the dregs and selecting the essence, Lifechanyuan will embrace the new era by presenting a harmonious, peaceful, and joyful picture scroll to humankind, and fundamentally changing the environment of human life. Network as tremendous energy storage of resources was born for the new era. Its significance and value are far beyond the total value of coal, oil, and mineral resources on Earth, even exceed the amount of energy provided the sun. Make full use of the resources and energy provided by Internet is a definite way for new era human beings. Everything should be developed according to the principle of minimum drag. Internet is much more rapid, economical, and convenient than any form of sermon and communication. So the old pattern for spreading religion, such as writing by hand, will be replaced by the Internet. There will be no future for clinging strongly to tradition, and conservativeness will be destroyed by the trend of the times. The only way out is to accept the new era value in order to step into the new era of Lifechanyuan. New era value mainly include: the universe consists of three elements: consciousness, energy, and structure. The whole universe is a great consciousness, and the great consciousness refers to the greatest creator. Every life in universe is a part of the consciousnesses of the greatest creator. Material world is the embodiment of consciousness, and individual world of life is a reflection of self-consciousness. As long as the consciousness exists, the soul will exist forever. The carrier of soul will vary with consciousness. Human beings have infinite creative ability and developmental potentials. Lifetime is just a brief trip for life, and the meaning of life lies in its process. Your destiny is created by yourself, so you should be responsible for it and stop complaining others. There is no conflict in pursuing of health, richness, freedom, and the promotion of spiritual nature. Humanity should move with nature rather than being oppressed. The core of improving the spiritual nature should focus on deepening the understanding, changing the thinking, perfecting the consciousness and the non-material structure of life, rather than on pursing the wizardry and extrasensory perception. Everything is Zen, everything is apocalypse. The secrets of the universe and life are hidden in the ever-changing natural phenomenon. The nature of the greatest creator is sex, love, and Tao. Following the principle and theory of sex, love, and Tao is to believe in the greatest creator. The greatest creator and other gods do not bring the soul to trial. 36-dimensional space is the model of the universe, which has channels. Space tunnel. Past, present, and future are closely linked together through the time tunnel, and all of them can be changed. There is no such a thing which is changeless. The principle of change is the change of consciousness. When consciousness changes, everything will change accordingly. Love is able to purify our heart, perfect the non-material structure of our life and has the quality of angel, so we should learn to love. Not only love ourselves but also love other people and society, the greatest creator, God and Buddha, nature and life. The key to happiness is to offer our love, release our love, always feel gratitude and strive to create. The world we could perceive by sense organs is narrow and small. You should break the shackles, shift into a larger space, open your telegnosis and see your true nature. New Era value admits telepathy but do not believe it blindly. Everything should be tested by science, truth, logic and spiritual nature. In most cases our soul is in a state of sleeping. The real world we believe is actually a fantasy land. Because of the habitual thinking, we are unable to realize that we are in Fantasyland. New Era value requires us to wake up from the dead sleep and enter into a relatively realistic reality. Enjoy much freer, comfortable life and live without fear. All diseases are reflections of the defective spirit and mind. You must make great efforts in consciousness and pay more attention on life structure in order to cure it thoroughly. Qualitative change requires the accumulation of quantitative change. Qualitative change will surely occur if the quantitative change is accumulated to a critical point. This principle is applicable to self-improvement. When self-improvement is accumulated to a certain degree, his life will be alienated, and he will become a celestial Buddha or God. While the core of self-improvement is to accumulate merits, the core of self-refinement is to change thinking, make transition from matter thinking to visualize thinking, associative thinking, elusive thinking, hard image thinking, Taiji thinking, non-form thinking and holographic order thinking. In universe, everything is necessity except for one contingency, which is the way how Tao operates. Therefore, please never assume that you are lucky in gaining by fraud, for the result of cheating others and the gods is to cheat yourself. It is the same as by doing harm to others in nature, you will ultimately hurt yourself. The above is a part of the core ideas of New Era value. New Era is coming. It is inevitable. All of those people who don't want to die should come closer to New Era value. All those people who are dreaming of free life in heaven should get their outdated value replaced by the New Era value. The world is developing rapidly. It is time to embark the spaceship, no more the slow carriage. Let's meet in the Lifechanyuan era.
新时代的先驱们，请向生命禅院靠拢。
The pioneers of the new era, please come close to Lifechanyuan. Deform Buddha. There are a lot of people in present society, teachers and messengers, masters and far-sighted people. They are showing the prospect in front of human beings and are creating instruments for this prospect. These messengers and far-sighted people are pioneers of a new era. Understanders are quoted from Seek 4. We have been aware of the fact that a new era is brewing. The old order will disappear. A new human world will come into being on earth. It's the period of time full of joy, a time when the frequency of life is transforming rapidly to high-frequency wave. A golden time of elegance and talent blooming which is hard to meet in the past thousands of years, and also a period of time for every people to choose his ascending life or descending life. Those people who do not have any notion of the great leap in human awareness remain in the dark about the situation, and still follow the old order in their struggling for power and benefits as well as breeding resentment and evil. Some people with slight wisdom are dazzling at the atmosphere of the new era and unable to absorb so much sudden information. They are not able to make transition in their mind and still cherish those antiquated philosophy in order to obtain a piece of worn boat deck of the old times for surviving the oncoming billows of the new era. The awareness of human beings is experiencing significant changes now. The total amount of knowledge and wisdom accumulated in the past 5,000 years is nothing compared with the amount of knowledge and wisdom over the next 5 years and now, because it is a qualitative leap, a result of impacting energy of new photons in the universe. It is a rapid sublimation of life rather than long and gradual changes. We are pioneers of a new era, shouldering a great and honorable mission with joyful and happy mood. We are open and willing to accept the oncoming new era. We are far-sighted masters and angels of the new era. A completely new era will come into being in our effort. Any souls which sense the atmosphere of the new era and have made good preparation in spirit should break their old concept out of traditional constraints and take part in the construction of the new era with all his strength. We are not the kind of human being in ordinary sense because we are shouldering a sacred mission. Our future life decides how much we will contribute for the construction of the new era. Please keep in mind, Lifechanyuan is the core area for leading the new era. Everyone who is willing to devote his talent and spiritual wisdom to the new era should get into Lifechanyuan. It would be a great pity for those who watch the golden chance slip by out of hesitation. This would be a great era engraved in human beings' memory, and we are standing now on the eve of it. A great era needs great figures, and great figures need great thinking. Any conservative or indifferent idea would be mocked and cast aside mercilessly. The new era will break the boundary existing now in different countries, religions, regions, and cultures, and it will bring about a great shock to the traditional idea of family. It will sweep away all of the old concepts, moralities, ideas, and traditional habits, reshaping the world in unparalleled, colorful, quickly changing, and spectacular images. It will emerge in an entirely new gesture on the stage of universal life. I hope you could abandon prejudice and turn to Lifechanyuan. Any kind of thinking aiming at guiding the era by means of individual power is unpractical and will obstruct people from making progress. Except in Lifechanyuan, nobody is powerful and intelligent enough to deal with so complicated event in future, and there will be no organization in the world have the ability for overall grasp and foresight for the oncoming new era or be capable of unifying all religions and political parties all over the world. I hope everybody getting into Lifechanyuan become Chanyuan celestial and obtain visa of life. When you devote yourself entirely into this trend of times which is unlike anyone in history before or since, you will find that you are embracing by the love of the greatest creator, brothers, sisters, and lovers, and you will live in hourly happiness and excitement, which you have never experienced before. The value of your life will take on a completely new meaning, and your wisdom and knowledge will enhance rapidly in geometric series. We do not have much time to improve the incomplete consciousness of human beings. What we should do now is to destroy the old order completely and rebuild a paradise of haven on the ruins. Angels, masters, and all far-sighted pioneers of the new era, let's take the wing with non-form thinking, taiji thinking, heart image thinking, and move forward for the direction of holographic order thinking. Let's devote our youth and talents to human world, as well as the upcoming new era. During those difficult days in future when there will be no light coming from the sun and the moon and the earth will be shrouded in darkness, we will serve as the light of hope for human beings, and we will bring the kind, honest, and hardworking people into a new era. Today we are working at the time of the transition from the old to the new. Tomorrow we will meet in a sunny and prosperous fairyland where all under heaven are of one family and all love each other devotedly. Every effort we make today will pay off sooner or later. Our beautiful and pure mind will be blooming gorgeously in the new future. And then we will say, we feel no qualms about the times, lifetime, mountains, rivers, and the world. We feel no qualms about the greatest of Creator. Every effort we do it for the new era. It is worthwhile.
新时代诺亚方舟
The Noah's Ark in New Era. Jiefeng. Noah built an ark by revelation. Because people of that time were so corrupted, those out of the ark were drowned by the downpour lasting for 40 days and nights. When Noah built his ark, people around him laughed at him and ignored his advices. They got married, ate and drunk, and did everything just as they pleased. What was the result then? All of them went to hell except Noah's families. The rate of human salvation is less than 1/10,000th. Today Shuefeng got the revelation to build Lifechanyuan, the Noah's Ark in New Era, in order to raise the rate of salvation to 1 or 200th. But people who are living in China neglect my instruction and advice. They are still persisting in their old ways and doing everything they like. Moreover, they insult me, attack me, betray me, and besmirch me and break my heart and make me upset. So, after the 98 Chanyuan celestials are listed in the roster of the Noah's Ark of the New Era, the door of Noah's Ark will be closed to China. According to you, I'm an evil and what I'm creating is just a heap of rubbish. I don't understand the so-called truth. You want to put me to death and think my words are completely cheating and lying. Okay, I stay away from China, leaving it to you for struggling. Show me what you can get out of it. See whether you can walk out the 36 mazes. I'm the messenger of the greatest creator, and the incarnation of Jesus the Christ and Bada Sakyamuni. I came here to gather the ripened crops. I'm here, I'm calling you, but you just don't listen. So okay, let's see. Do not imagine that you will have salvation because you are a Christian. Do not imagine that you could have a chance for the Elysium world because you are capable of spreading Buddhism. Do not imagine that you would go to heaven because you died for jihad, holy war. Do not imagine that you could have a chance to knock up the door of heaven because you have a lot of money. Do not imagine that you could open the door of life because you are a man in power. Do not imagine that you should be permitted to go to heaven because you are such an international celebrity. Do not imagine that you would be a subject of the heaven because you are capable of preaching. Do not imagine that you are qualified to enter into the higher level space of life because you are capable of casting some spells or practicing out-of-body travel. Do not take it for granted that you are such a kind and honest man that you should enjoy the life in the heaven. Not everyone can possibly understand the secrets of space and life. You should often ask yourself, what merits do I have for obtaining the secrets of space and life? The love and cherishment of the greatest creator to human beings have been manifested by Lifechanyuan. The love of Christ has been manifested by Lifechanyuan. Buddha's mercy and wisdom has been manifested by Lifechanyuan. Human situations and the way out have been manifested by Lifechanyuan. What more do you want? You people are so arrogant, ignorant, and tricky that you regard yourself as somebody. You are so crafty but ignorant, wise but cunning, proud but stupid, knowledgeable but unperceptive, timid but barbarous, industrious but greedy. Do you deserve good life and the life in the heaven? No. Your life should always intertwine agonies, link with worries, rooted with sadness, and accompanied with sufferings. This is exactly the destination you made for yourself. The door of Lifechanyuan will be closed to the Chinese culture, and it will be difficult to enter into the Lifechanyuan arc after that. There is a good way for salvation in Lifechanyuan, a key for the Lifechanyuan era, and a map and an instructor which will provide clear instructions as well as the path for the destination. This is a rare opportunity in thousands of years. Once missed, you will have to wait another 1,000 years for it. It is required formally that you should first read the Bible, the Diamond Sutra, the Quran, and Tao Te Ching, study scientific theories and wisdom of the sages and saints, experience other initial approaches and theoretical system, learn, discuss, and exchange extensively so as to enter into the Lifechanyuan. But now, if you want to be a Chanyuan Celestials, you must strictly follow my guidance, and that is the final. Either you believe or you don't. Hugging your half-belief is harming yourself as well as others. All those who had absorbed the wisdom of Chanyuan and in turn, attacked Lifechanyuan and made obstructions for the construction of Lifechanyuan, you will end up in inflamed layer and frozen layer for your future life. You will be closely hemmed in on all sides, and it is absolutely impossible for you to escape from this, because you hinder the advance of many people for the heaven, you hinder the early coming days for the Lifechanyuan era. When the time comes when those ghosts go to your house and haunt for the wrongdoings, you are to pay off. There isn't much time to linger, you have to count down.
召集天下贤士，开创生命禅院时代。
Join your talent and wisdom into the creating of Lifechanyuan era. Jiefeng. There is a saying in ancient time, the wise bird chooses its branch, and the wise official chooses the great sovereign. Now we say, the wise man chooses right road, and the wise bird chooses auspicious place. The human civilization should step into a higher level. 5,000 years of human history is history of tears and blood, and the ignorant era should come to an end. Tracing back, we find that the roots of these disasters are religions, states, political parties, and families, and the fundamental root lies in the chaos of ideology. Everyone thinks what he found is the only truth. If we cannot end such situation, human can never cast off such vicious circle. The era when we appraise everything by man rather than by law should be ended. Now we should advocate, law is above everything. Law refers to all charters passed by UN, all constitutions promulgated by countries. However, the most fundamental law is the law of Tao, the principle of Tao, which surpasses all constitutions. It works as the law of the universe and the law of life. And we should take this principle as the standard of our words and deeds. What are rules of Tao in life? The words and wisdoms of Jesus, Sakyamuni, Muhammad, and Lao Tzu have expounded some rules of Tao, but it still needs to be perfected. This requires a large group of talents and wisdoms to accomplish this mission, to inherit and carry forward the wisdoms of Jesus, Sakyamuni, Muhammad, and Lao Tzu. The Bible, the Quran, Tao Te Ching, and the Buddhist scriptures are crystallization of human wisdom, but none of these classics can contain all the connotation of the law of Tao. Only when we digest all these classics and integrate them with the achievement of modern science and the wisdom of present sages, can we approach to truth and find the relatively right path. The talents and wisdoms refer to the people who have surpassed the instinct, desire, emotion, and rational thinking. They are the mainstay of the civilized society, the guardian of the morality, the vindicator of the peaceful order, the defender of truth, the disseminator of wisdom, pioneer of the civilization, and the inaugurator of the new era. They have characters of sensibility, modesty, plainness, peace, obliging, simplicity, diligence, and tenaciousness. The features of the Lifechanyuan era are: the religions, states, political parties, and families will disappear. Regardless of nationalities or races, the whole world will become big family and live in harmony. There will be only one global government. The systems of management and coordination will be Lifechanyuan plus worldly government. All people will revere to the greatest creator, life and nature. All the people will join into one family and one government. Person of virtue won't be abandoned away from government. Honesty prevails throughout the world and no one pockets anything found on the road. Doors unnecessarily to be shut in the evening for no thieves drop in. 100 flowers blossom and 100 schools of thought contend. Everyone shows his talents. People get together for friendship instead of constructing clique to seek private interest. People, gods, Buddha, nature, and people, they coexist harmoniously and bring out the best for each other. The old era must be a history. The old regime must be disintegrated. The old object must die out. The old values must be desalted. All of these are objective laws which are certain to happen and will not depend on our subjective consciousness, so the only thing we can do is to adapt to this law. Any attempts of obstructing the law will be in vain and doomed to fail. Perhaps someone will say the Lifechanyuan era is very good and very attractive, but this is totally working on one's imagination, impractical and equal to daydream. Yes, from the conventional thinking, this is equal to milk the bull or make vain efforts. However, if we have learnt the abnormal thinking, we would find this era is in the near future, because this is the operation of Tao and an irreversible law. When Noah built Ark on the mountaintop, no one thought that the downpour would drop from the sky. When Titanic sailed on the Atlantic, no one thought that it would crash on the iceberg. When the World Trade Center stood tall and upright, no one thought it would collapse in an instant. When people from South Asia countries enjoyed relaxation on the beach, no one thought the tsunami would make a surprise attack. Many incidents happened suddenly and beyond our expectation. Lifechanyuan summon the talents and wisdoms around the world. It does not mean that you get into Lifechanyuan today and carry out the Lifechanyuan era tomorrow, but is to change your consciousness and to improve your thinking frequency and strive to resonate with the frequency of the universe law. This is the only way to prevent you from getting hurt, and to prevent your thinking from falling into disorder get collapsed. All the talents and wisdoms that are willing to get into Lifechanyuan should not waste your precious times on imaginary things, but hurry up to self-improve and self-refine. Even you have owned the whole material world, it is useless. What you should do is to obey indoctrinations of Jesus to accumulate wealth in the heaven, to obey instructions of the Buddha, unconditional giving. You should get into the Lifechanyuan to absorb new knowledge, develop new thinking, exchange gnosis, knowledge and experience with other talents and wisdoms around the world, and then to build up Lifechanyuan together. In this way, you are working for the Lifechanyuan era. You should never expect to be the lucky dog. Never expect enjoy free lunch every day. If you want to gain, you have to pay. If you want to get into the Lifechanyuan era, you have to strive for it by yourself. Otherwise, you are not qualified for the Lifechanyuan era. Don't hate your enemies, someday they will get their deserved punishment. Don't retaliate, Tao will work for you. You should do nothing but dedicate your wisdom, talent and your love from your heart. Let's work together to build up Lifechanyuan and to open up the Lifechanyuan era. Talents and wisdoms. Such a chance must not be missed, and opportunity knocks only once. You are lucky to live in this era, and it is your destiny with 1,000 years of self-improvement to get into Lifechanyuan and to build it. I hope you can get into Lifechanyuan and enjoy the sincere care and love of the brothers, sisters, relatives, and lovers in this big family. You can listen the songs of love and watch the dance of love in Lifechanyuan, the ocean of love. The beautiful life is yours in the near future. New life and new era are calling for you, and Lifechanyuan is inviting you. Wish you can open a new page for your own life.